Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K. Stay frosty indeed. What's going on, everyone? It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews, returning to the airwaves. A lot better than I was the last few weeks, that is for sure. Any minute now, everyone's going to be filing up inside here. We're going to see how long I can go this evening with my voice. So far, so good. We'll definitely do what we got to do. We got Kyle Broussard in the house here jumping in the chat, but we're going to go down the line and say hello to all the other peeps who jumped into the lobby early. It is great to see you guys. If you can give me a thumbs up, let me know you can hear me all right, see me all right. That would be a beautiful situation. Yes, Annette, glad I'm feeling better. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be back in effect in the studio. We've got our Halloween lights going. We got everything ready to roll, and I am excited to jump back into it right now. So good times all across the board. Let me see who we've got here in the chat. Drew, it's great to see you as well. Thanks so much, my friend. It's taking me a little bit longer to film my content when I usually film it because I have to kind of get my breathing going and everything, but I'm digging the quality of the stuff I'm putting out. You really can't tell anything actually when I watch my stuff back, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. So we've got Lord Darkside, Bus7332. I appreciate the super chat donation, which is the segue. Guys, should you guys wish to donate to the channel like Bus does pretty much every week on top of being a patron, I can't thank you enough, Bus, for that. Definitely take a look at the description box down below or the first pinned comment in the replay if you're watching this as it's aired you typically on Saturday the next day at 12 p.m. You'll find ways that you can support the channel. If you like what you see, like I always say, I'm a one-man show. What you see is what you get. Implemented, designed, not necessarily in that order, but it's all maintained by me and put forth for you guys. So I hope you like what you see. But definitely you have ways to do that down below. You've got a super chat donating button at the bottom of your chat field, but YouTube does take a little bit from you to do that, or PayPal direct. You guys have a multitude of ways to contribute to the channel. And again, shout outs to Bus7332 for being the first one. Of course, all of you guys are official sponsors. Whoever does donate to the channel, you'll find your names down below in the description. And then you guys are immortalized naturally for the stream, which is a cool thing, actually, I think. So let's see who else we've got here. Kyle Broussard, love food like I do. Great to see you on here. Drew's food reviews in effect as well. Thanks so much for jumping on. Randy Molina. Alex, thanks so much for jumping on here as well. Jake Cake, hardest working food reviewer on YouTube. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I have a lot of love putting into all the videos that I produce for you guys. It's just a blast to do. So thank you for jumping on tonight. Hello from Iowa, from KH. Great to see you. Thanks so much for jumping on. We've got 30 peeps in the house here currently right now. Make sure to smash that like button down below. Please share the stream out with all the peeps that you know as well. Let's get a little party going over here right now. I'm seeing little tidbits back and forth here about an earthquake. Annette is mentioning here. Hopefully not. I know we had something kind of recently here, but it really wasn't anything of substance, knock on wood. We don't want to have to worry about that going forward. So let's just move on. I don't want to bring that into the universe any more than I already have. Let's see here. Mr. Jimmy, we're doing this live. You already know what it is. Mi Familia. Welcome, welcome as always. Let's see. Alex Sunkram, thanks so much for jumping on. Let's see. Who else do we have down on the... We have Constance Cherry. Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. And there is for the Donut Man from Bus7332. I appreciate that. That will definitely go towards some Tiger Tails. That really sounds pretty amazing right now, I got to tell you. It's been a minute since I've had a donut. This whole fiasco that I've been through, I pretty much lost about 9 pounds already. I don't know. I'm not trying to do anything, so I have to try and get my stuff back a little bit. But naturally, yeah, we'll work on that. I think the Donut Man can really help out with that. I think Mr. Jimmy knows what's up with that too. So let's see here. Let's see, going down the line. All right, looks like we're almost caught up. Annette Cervantes, again, welcome. Ready to rumble. You already know what it is. See y'all inside. We are officially in effect for you guys. I have a very special quickie review. It's not necessarily, well, quickie because we'll spend some time on it, but I've been meaning to do this for a minute, and I'm so glad that I'm finally going to be able to do this right now because I really wanted to. It's going to be good. And of course, we're going to take a look at some selections off of the Masters of the Universe Origins line. I've got 3 for you to take a look at tonight. The collection above here is becoming insane. So I actually have some cases that I'm going to be able to kind of put them into and then hang them up on the walls a little bit easier so I have a lot more room. So naturally, as the collection is really, I'm pretty much catching up to be current, which is crazy. I've never had all of these figures in my whole lifetime. You know, as a kid, I just never had all of them. So I'm really glad to get the ones that I've never had primarily. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's see here. You guys can hear me okay and see me okay. Beautiful. Sammy, super chat donation. I appreciate that as well. Thanks so much down below. You're going to see your name there. I'm trying to go back and forth between The new sandwich is pretty good at Wendy's. Yes, I had a lot of fun with the big bacon cheddar. Combinations of that as well as the chicken variant as well, which is really, really tasty. So Sam, you are definitely right about that. Really, really, really awesome fast food quality goodness from Wendy's. You already know what it is. It is good stuff there. So what am I hearing about this earthquake? Did I feel it? What happened recently here as I'm trying to get caught up in the chat? You guys let me know, because I have not seen anything except for what I know for a few days ago, but it was a 3.6 and it was anywhere near here, even though it was in Southern California. I didn't feel it. But what did you guys, what are you seeing? What's happening? Hopefully, knock on wood, we don't catch anything live on camera like we did the last time, which was pretty crazy. So we'll have to see. Michael Domayer, thanks so much for jumping on. Larry Nguyen, great to see you as well. Hope you're feeling a lot better. Yes, definitely a lot better. Just to give you a quick update, I did get my test results back. Everything is good. Kidneys, liver, everything, blood, everything is good. My chest has no scarring, thankfully, but it is congested still. They were able to see I have a lot more, a little bit more abnormal that I really should be needing to deal with. And it's actually, that's the scary part of it, because what it feels like. So I'm a lot better, but that's getting a lot better too. I'm able to kind of go a little bit more distance-wise. Just started getting back into my light cardio to try and get myself moving again. So I am definitely feeling a lot better. And shout outs to all of you guys for your direct messages, and those of you guys taking an interest. I greatly appreciate that. I can't tell you, it means the world to receive comments like that, and it really makes things feel like there's a reason for everything. I'm trying to figure out my reasoning for getting these things, but naturally it's, you know, what doesn't quote unquote kill you makes you stronger, right? So that's actually a good thing. So what am I seeing now, this earthquake situation? Let me go down the line if I see anything that jumps out over here. But again, Sammy, thank you so much for the super chat donation. For all of you guys who are doing that already, if anyone is doing it on PayPal, I won't know till after the fact. So by all means, consider yourselves obviously official sponsors that you'll find your names down below in the description box, as well as the first, well, actually in the description box. But if you want to find out, again, how to do it, it's in the first pinned comment or down in the description box as of right now. But thank you for that. Let's see, Chell's also, let's see here. Carl's Jr. seems much more expensive out there than here. Southern Cali tends to be about $1 or so more expensive for a lot of different things, unfortunately. So, you know, I don't think the Panera situation with the mac and cheese sandwich, the grilled mac and cheese sandwich that I did, I think that's pretty much universal across the board. $10 for something like that. It's a premium, you know, naturally the quality is awesome, but still a $10 sandwich for mac and cheese at the same time. So let's see here, going down, we got Philly Feet. Thanks so much for jumping on. Great to see you. What it do? Hope all is well. Your last live, it's been a minute. Let me tell you, it's been a minute. But thank you so much for jumping on, Philly Feet. Of course, one of my day ones for sure. Mr. Marbles, is a hot dog a sandwich? Well, considering it's probably some type of protein on the inside of a carb, I guess it can be considered, right? A sandwich is something handheld, depending upon how you eat it, possibly. Yes, Philly, I remember the live with the earthquake. That was around the 4th of July a couple of years ago. Pretty freaky, pretty freaky. Desar, better watch out last night. It was all right. It's definitely a fun movie. I'm definitely in the credits too at the very end of that. If you take a look at the horror movie actors, that was a really fun film to work on briefly. Let's see, Annette Cervantes. Yes, Carl's Jr. is expensive, but it's good. You already know. Halloween Kills is on its way. I can't wait to go check that out. Believe me, I'm very excited to do that. Shang-Chi was pretty amazing. A fantastic film. If you guys haven't seen that one, it is easily worth your time. Really, really awesome. Mateo's Place. Love your shows. I agree with you. The mac and cheese sandwich, it looks good. And your presentation was awesome, but the price was really up there. Yes, I agree. But the quality of the cheeses, the Romano goodness and those little Parmesan crisps, I believe it had, it was really, really tasty with that. Really tasty. Really good stuff overall. So speaking of content, guys, just a quick rundown. Naturally, well, today actually the exclusive, the original orange chicken sandwich, actually, I'm very close to where this location is. So that was a very easy thing to jump over and check out. And naturally, completely out of the blue, completely just one of those things that you want to immediately pivot and give a try. That was a blast to check out. Very, very tasty on that one there. Spoiler alert. But there is something about it that I wish they did a little bit differently. So I'm not going to go into exactly what that is. Check out that review. It was a lot of fun to film, a lot of fun to put together. The Burger King single quarter pound king, which is actually part of the new 2 for $6 at BK. That actually is something was a lot of fun to check out. And it's been a minute since I'd had a quarter pounder with cheese, pretty much from Mickey D's or just that type of thing. So figured let's just give this a shot, because actually even before that, I was kind of in that burger mode. Eventually, the Sonic review you had, I've actually had that on my laptop for about a week. But just considering how I felt, I just really kind of put that one together. I took my time with that one, actually. But the grilled cheese double burger, which was really pretty impressive, I really thought that was one of the better experiences at Sonic. And then naturally before that, the Panera sausage and pepperoni flatbread pizza, which was actually really very well done as well. Really good chicken sausage on that one there. And of course, the Panera grilled mac and cheese sandwich, you already know. With that, and then of course we go into the Jack in the Box and the glazed donut, the pull apart donut from Mickey D's. There has been a ton of content for you guys these last couple of weeks, so I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen. Let's see, it looks like a 4.4 earthquake just hit in Los Angeles a few minutes ago. I had no idea. Didn't feel anything. What time did that happen? Because I've been in my office getting ready here for the last half hour or so, and I have not felt anything. That's a little nerve-wracking just to think about that, if it's in Los Angeles. If somebody can put some information here in the chat, I would love to know the real time on that, if you could. That would be awesome, if you could there. Let's see. Drew, don't want to do that one chip challenge. It was horrible. Yeah, I got to take a look at your review of that. But you know what? Until I do it myself, because I actually have it. It's actually hiding on my shelf over here somewhere. We have to see about that. I don't think I'm at 100% just yet to give that a shot, but we'll have to see. Dom's World, yes, it was a huge surprise from Panda Express. It was. Like I said, that was one of those things that I had no idea until I saw the posting. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But definitely different. And again, with King's Hawaiian bread, not something that you'd think about from Panda. But again, I have my opinion of that at the same time. The wifey thought it was pretty decent when I brought it back. Let's see here. But Dom, welcome to the show. I appreciate you jumping on here right now. John Chern, ABC interview on career prep. Not really a fan of Carl's Jr., only because I went when it was a real estate write-off. Okay, all right. Not mad at you. Not mad at you at all. Carl's Jr. has some pretty good stuff. I definitely love reviewing for them whenever I do my content. They're definitely awesome. Let's see here. Going down the line. Randy Molina, have I tried the Stouffer's frozen French bread pizza? Not in many years. Not in many years. Mateo, would you ever be willing to do the Pioneer Chicken? You know what? I was just talking to my sister about this. In Boyle Heights, they have a location that's further on out that way. So I think when things are a little bit more settled, and because things are still kind of nutty over here right now, I do want to get out there because that's an iconic place for me too, from my childhood, Mateo's place. I'm the same way. We had one in off of Valley Boulevard in Alhambra, California. I used to live in Monterey Park, which was a town a little bit further south from there. And I loved going to Pioneer Chicken when I was a kid. It was pretty much, I think, the equivalent of like a Popeyes now. It was that type of popularity, but like a greasy type of fried chicken. I mean, it was good. I mean, grease equals flavor on a lot of different things. So it was a pretty tasty situation. So I would love to have that at some point in my content. So hopefully one day at some point you will see that, Mateo. I really would like to do that. 7:58. Wow. Okay. It must have been really quick. Carson, California. Okay, I know exactly where that's at. That's definitely a little bit south of Los Angeles in there. So the actual city itself. I'm about 25, maybe 30 minutes from the city in Pasadena, roughly. So that's pretty nutty. So which means that there may be some aftershocks or something like that. So we'll have to see. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look after this stream is over, of course, for some of the details with that. But what are the odds, of course, again, when I'm live streaming that this stuff goes down like this here? So it should be pretty crazy. We'll have to see. Knock on wood, knock on wood. I think it may be related to something that happened a little bit recently here. I want to say it was further Thousand Oaks area, something where it's further west, maybe kind of related. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Annette, the one chip challenge on Halloween. That's a definite possibility. Definite possibility. Wow. Pete Maldonado, 4.7. All right, that's considerable. That's considerable. All right, I'm feel a little weird about that, but okay, we'll see. We'll see. Let's just move along here. Whatever's going to go down will go down. We'll just have to just roll with it naturally and do the best we can. That's a little freaky. Okay, Alex, Jack in the Box onion rings are like Dairy Queen's onion rings. Well, I'd probably agree with that. I think Carl's Jr. Has some pretty okay onion rings. BK, I think, has some of the best onion rings personally. Definitely good stuff there. But Dairy Queen, I can't speak to. But considering the appearance of them, and I've seen pictures, naturally, I'd probably agree with that. We'll have to see. Larry Nguyen, have I tried the new honey barbecue Princes? What is that? Pringles? I think you meant Pringles, right? Is that Pringles? I think you meant Pringles, Larry. So let me know if it's Pringles in there. Let's see here. Philly Pete just watched Dame's review of the Taco Bell's new chicken sandwich. I just saw the thumbnail for that actually, and he shows that they played him or something like that. Now keep in mind, it's not a chicken sandwich, literally like a chicken sandwich. I get what they're doing with it. Supposedly special pricing if you order in the app only. Otherwise, you're going to get ripped off considerably, I think there. But I'm going to have to see what he has to say about that there. I can only imagine for sure. Alex, Popeye's chicken sandwich is the best while Burger King is trash. I would not agree with that. They're from actually the same company technically who owns them, and the BK version is pretty awesome, I got to admit. Not bad whatsoever. Biggest earthquake felt in 2019 was a 7.1. Yes, that was the one where we were on live. You already know what it is. Craziness right there. Which, guys, we're going to be getting into our review here in just a minute here. So give me a thumbs up if you want to take a look at one of the 3 Masters of the Universe items that I have to show you right now. Let me see a thumbs up, or if you want to put like a cross sword, something like that in the chat, we'll go into that there. I have them lined up in the order that I'm going to show them to you here, but if you guys want to take a look real quick before we get into the first review, I think we'll do that. It's something that I like to show you guys. You already know what it is. Dom's World, yes, BK onion rings from BK are the best. I get those rather than French fries. Yes, all the time when I do that. And it's rare that I get the combos, but when I do, I definitely get the onion rings with the zesty sauce. The zesty sauce needs to be on a burger. I got to tell you, it needs to be on a burger. I think they need to do something special with that there. Okay, here come the thumbs up coming through. I see it's popping up on my side here. I'm looking at things that are a little bit different than what you guys are seeing here, but it's mostly together, which is good. So there we go. Trav Tries, what it do, brother? Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Alexander, great to see you as well. Thank you so much for being on here. All right, we got some thumbs up. First order of business. This one I've always wanted as a kid. Manny Faces from Masters of the Universe. Heroic human, robot, and monster. This was one of the ones that had an action feature, kind of like the bustable chests from the battle armor versions of He-Man and Skeletor that flips around when you hit him with a sword. This one actually has 3 different faces, and they have the monster face that's in there, but Manny Faces looks pretty awesome. All the original comics, all the vintage, but all the modern posing. Turn the head 3 different faces, which is really cool. Retro play. If you guys actually had this figure when you were a kid, let me see a monster emoji here in the chat. We'll just try and make it a little bit more difficult to see here. But on the very back of this one here, there you go. The actor Manny Faces changes his faces to portray different personalities, I think it says. Different roles on stage and in battle. So he looks really, really cool right there, as you can see. So it shows you what you can do. You flip them around, you've got the human, you've got the robot, and you have the monster, and of course you have the other selections of options that are available right there. And one of them will be featured a little bit later. But really, really cool. Definitely a fan of this one. I've always wanted him as a kid. A lot of my other friends actually had this one. And, you know, when really things were getting really heated with Masters of the Universe, I actually moved to California. So a lot of my stuff I wasn't able to continue collecting on from that point. So it's like reliving this again. But Manny Faces definitely is a pretty awesome, awesome character. Really, really fun. And obviously modern articulation and all that stuff as well. Very, very cool to finally have this one for the shelf for sure. So good stuff here. Let's see. So we got Trav Tries in the house. Guys, do make sure you jump on over to Trav Tries, Drew's Food Reviews, and any of the other ones who may be watching or watching from the background. Definitely make yourselves known. Let us know what you've got going on currently. Trav, if you want to drop any of your handles or any of your links into the chat here, by all means, you have permission to, of course. Want to support that community always. I appreciate you guys jumping on here right now. These guys definitely are putting out that content on the daily. The positivity just oozes. And it's definitely fun. They have a blast for it there. Trav, I got to take a look at your Thrashed Apple review. I love the thumbnails that you've been putting out. Man, I'm really, really a huge fan of thumbnail design on that type of thing. So I'm really digging the stuff that you're putting out there. They literally scream, you know, check this out, which is awesome. So really, really great stuff there. Epic Berserker, did you know Applebee's has a new exclusive Mountain Dew? Yes, I saw that. I saw the post on that, and it's definitely something to look into there for sure. A lot of these really exclusive things coming out. A lot of Mountain Dew type of flavors as well. E. Ricard, E, thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. Very cool. Larry Nguyen, okay, it was Pringles for that there. We'll have to see. Mr. Marbles, have you reviewed Raising Cane's? Yes, I have actually twice. Before you ask, though, I got to tell you guys, just to remind you, if you're curious to know if I've actually reviewed something, only because the chat moves a little bit differently here, do a quick search in a separate window on YouTube Just type in whatever it is that you think that you'd like to see me review and put like peep at the end of it or something. 9 times out of 10, you're going to see that I've already done it already. I've put so much out these last 8+ years, every single week, that chances are I've probably made the rounds to whatever it may be, for sure. So let's see here, going down the line. Philly Feet, I need you, KBD, Dame, and number 6 with Cheese to do a collaboration. That would be a blast. That would be a blast. I have mad respect for all of those peeps for sure on there. They all do pretty amazing work, and they've carved out their own little niche on the channels that they have. A lot of different content pieces from each of them, of course. But they're all just really, really awesome, awesome YouTubers and people in general, for sure. That would be a blast to do. It really would, I gotta say. There's something. Do you guys know Kendomic's reaction channel? I've seen various different channels that people put up, but I don't really kind of watch a lot of those because they do look like you kind of know what they're doing there. So that's not something that I kind of get into. But the actual channels that they're trying to react to, of course. I mean, I know some of these people naturally. So of course. Drew got sponsored for a beef jerky company, and they got sent 5 beef jerky flavors for free. Nice. Very cool. That's kind of like the Wicked Cuts that I did a while back. It was the same type of thing for that. Drew, I got to take a look and see what you got, for sure. That's awesome. That's really awesome when companies reach out and they kind of see that, you know, there's something that they can probably, you know, not to say to use the content that you're putting out there to advertise, because indirectly, I guess it does, but actually to give you some options to try things, which I like doing too there, which is cool. Larry Nguyen, what is the food review today? Chips or cookie? You shall find out in about 3 or 4 minutes. We're about to jump into it. Randy Molina, did you try the Planters snacks yet? I have not. I have not. No. I'm kind of getting back up to speed now in terms of getting ahead of myself on my content. Just because before what I had a whole bunch of stuff I put together at one time while I was under the weather doing my thing, and I've gone back to finally getting my stuff filmed, and I'm kind of a little bit ahead of the game so I can breathe a little bit more. And kind of have things a little bit more routinely. But as you guys already know, I have content every single week, including the live streams more often than not. But I have yet to do that for sure there. Alex, Burger King nuggets to me now are really, really simple. They're good though. With zesty sauce, they're good though. You can't tell me they're not good. You already know. Let's see here. Going down, Mr. Marbles. Peep this out. Just wanted to say thanks for your videos. We look forward to your videos. Have a good night. I appreciate you, Mr. Marbles. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the love and support. Dom's World, how are you feeling? I'm feeling okay. My voice seems to be kind of holding right now. My main issue right now is my chest is still pretty packed. So it's just really kind of keeping it as clear and as lubricated as I can. So of course I've got my, you know, warm water here and that type of thing. But fortunately, aside from just some real nasty headaches, I had a really bad migraine last night. I'm kind of coming off of that, so I have that decompressed feeling a little bit. But I feel better. I went to Dunkin' today. I got a coffee. I really kind of relaxed. It was really kind of a nice day, which is really, really good. I finished some important projects, so definitely, you know, scratching things off the bucket list of things I needed to do because I was sick and I couldn't. So very, very happy about that there. RDR Food Reviews, what are you doing? Thank you so much for all you do for me, man. I appreciate you. You're the real one for sure. You already know what it is, man. Every time I say already, you make an appearance in every one of my videos, and you're seeing yourself pop up over here. RDR Food Reviews, you already know, does not need an introduction because his reputation precedes him, of course. You already know what it is, Cuddy. I appreciate you greatly. Good times for that there. We have to touch base offhand, and you know, you can let me know how your situation went project-wise with that there as well. But definitely, I appreciate you greatly and all that you do for the community as well, and your positivity, and all of you guys who are really putting it down. RDR is definitely a cool peep. If you guys don't already know, jump on over and you'll know what I'm talking about right away. Just a really awesome dude, and great content on IG, of course. You already know, good stuff over there. And shout outs to you. Of course, RDR, don't even tell you, you're going to be in the description box down below, right? You already know. Thank you so much for all you do as well, brother. Constance Cherry, my parents gave me a Barbie. Is that Barbie or baby? I want to say Barbie. What is that? Let's see. Kevin Dunn, lunchtime review is lit. Shout outs to your channel. Shout out my channel, Mr. Machi. All right, let's see. Shout outs to Kevin Dunn. See what's we got to see what Kevin Dunn is all about right now. See what's going on with Kevin Dunn. Whatever you're doing, always do it to the best of your ability and have a blast doing it. That is the best advice I can give you, my friend. Best advice. Not that you're looking for that, obviously, but I'm just putting that out there for you. Ready to have Crispy Cantina Melt Taco next month at Taco Bell. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff naturally. A lot of it is a lot of retread, but there may be a few things thrown into the mix that are going to be pretty decent there. I'm just glad that breakfast is back. The toasted burritos and stuff are back, and that type of thing is good for sure. So you already know. You already know. Let's see. Going down. My thing is shooting up over here. Okay. Guys, we're coming up on 25 past the hour. Are you ready for a review? You guys ready for a review? It's the first time I'm going to be trying this live in my current condition, which I want to say is maybe 70-75% right now, the way I feel. Give me a thumbs up here in the chat if you guys are ready, and I'm going to get my my throat ready here too. Dylan, thanks, brother. I'm feeling about a lot better. A little bit of ways to go, but definitely a lot better than I was before. I'm glad, and shout outs to all of you guys. I appreciate the birthday love. On my birthday, I had a little quickie stream last Thursday, right before Friday, when I was not going to be on because my wife wanted to do something that night, which we did for the birthday. So I definitely wanted to, make sure I came on and say hello. So thank you for all your birthday messages, all your birthday love. I wanted to put that out there on social media for you as well. I tried to heart every single one and answer and say thank you to everybody there. So, my love for you guys is immeasurable because, like I said, I can't do what I do without you guys. And naturally having an audience that's really digging the stuff that I'm putting out there means the world to me. And in turn, we have an amazing community because of that, because all of you guys are in one place. You guys all have that camaraderie in the chat. And I love it. I love seeing you guys interact. And plus, the appearances of all the other awesome foodie peeps that are in the community as well. I really appreciate that, especially considering how tough it's been these last few weeks. And for me, especially because of what I've been going through, it's been just a blessing to be able to see those messages, and they really make me smile when things are not doing well with me in the middle of the night because I can't sleep. So thank you for that. So with that, we are ready to go. Guys, let's just get into this here. Last couple of things before we jump in. RDR Food Reviews, thumbs up as well. Lynn Sanger, thank you so much. We got Drew, we got Scott, we got Randy. Love Food Like I Do is saying hello to RDR. You already know he's a celeb. RDR is a celeb. You already know what it is. That fool has some awesome drive-through sequences. I love the drive-through stuff that RDR does. Let's see here. Trav, you already know what it is. Great to see you here always. You already know. And we got everybody here in the chat. Okay, let's just get this review out of the way because I have wanted to try these ever since I saw them. I have not been able to get them. I walked into my local Target a few days ago. I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do tonight, but then I said to myself, I saw this, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Not only did I find what I finally wanted to get and try, these things were all over the store in places that I didn't think they were going to be. Like, they couldn't give these things away, and I couldn't find this for the longest time. And if you guys already know and you've watched the last few streams of stuff that we've been doing here, you already know I finally found the Cheetos variant of Lay's, the limited edition flavor mashup between Cheetos and Lay's chips. And I can't see this being bad. I mean, Cheeto dust all over some nice little semi-greasy potato chips from Lay's. If you guys have had these, if you like them, let me see a cheese emoji over here in the chat. Throw some cheese emojis, please. We're going to get interactive with this here right now because I really want to give this a shot for this. But guys, I love the packaging. It's simple, but that Cheetos logo, as soon as I saw it, I slammed it quick. I grabbed it. I probably should have grabbed a couple of bags because I already have a feeling I'm going to like this. But give me some cheeses here in the chat. I see it's coming through. I see it's coming through already. Randy Molina, wow, you got to be kidding me. Michael Domayer, finally, so good. There's the reason why they're still around, and you will see. Oh, man, that doesn't bode well right there, Drew. Don't try and influence me. That is horribleness. Cheesiness. We got it in there effect there as well. Everett. That's a long name right over there, but welcome right in there. Wait, what to say? We got cheeses all over the place right here. We're going to have to see because, like I said, I was very curious to finally get this. I really wanted to make sure because, as you guys know, I did the other variants of these already. So I wanted to make sure that, the Funyuns had actually some company on my playlist as well as the Doritos Cool Ranch. Naturally, I think that should have been a wavy chip as well, but that's just me. But with this, we're going to give this a shot. This is build, and I didn't read anything about this. I just grabbed it from front of it. I was looking at the front of it. I didn't want to look at the back of it at all. But just to read this to you real quick here. What happens when the cheesiness of Cheetos snacks meets the delicious crispiness of Lay's chips? Let's see here. And there's a big question mark. Open the bag and find out. So they're just telling you flat out, we're not going to give you anything except just, hey, what happens when you put them together? Well, just buy it, fool, and then you'll find out. There you go. Try all three for a limited time. So now finally, I have now about to, I can cross this one off the list over here. So here we go. We're going to open this up. I can already tell by the bag. It feels like it's all air. Look at this. You can see it. You can see it right there. All right, we're going to open this up. I'm going to take a quick whiff. I'll give you the look, and then we'll jump in. So a little blast of air, of course. Oh, okay. Didn't look. I kind of almost closed my eyes right there, but looks like a very nondescript chip. Maybe a little bit of dusting on there, but not enough in the bag as usual. If we could fold this back, that is how much is there. What are you doing to us, Lays? What are you doing to it? This wasn't even on sale. This was $3.50 also. And I guess the actual price for this, these are what, typically in the $4.29 range, something like that, I guess. But I don't know. All right, let me grab one, give this a shot. And I'm going to hold off on Randy Molina's, the cheeses from Randy Molina right there, and then I'll come back for the chat right over here. Michael Dolmayer, these are probably the best one. Like, there's a lot of different opinions that I'm seeing across the board here. Yes, Tony, a fourth of the bag. That is just no bueno. A bag of air and chips. We'll have to see what it is right here. But it does look heavily coated. If you can take a look at that there. I was trying to keep that focus with that lighting in the back. I was hoping the dark lighting will keep it in there. My contrasty white light is blowing it out, but it's very orange from what I'm looking at over here right now. Let's finally give this a go. Been waiting a long time to try this. The Cheetos cheese flavored Lay's chips. Here we go. Limited time flavor. Let's do it. That was very cheesy, that one. The cheese is kind of light, though. I think I can already tell what the problem with this is going to be. But it's dusted very nicely. Yeah. I can tell you what the problem is instantly with this. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But the Cheetos flavor is not ultra pronounced on it. It's a hint of Cheetos dust. And you know what the reasoning is for that? It's got nothing to hold on to. I'm telling you, this combination, all of these flavors need to be on the wavy chip. They need to be on the wavy chip because the wavy chip, it actually has more potato per chip compared to these. These are just giving you little hints. It's kind of like the Doritos version of it, where you get the hint of Cool Ranch, but it's not fulfilling enough. So that way you have to kind of keep eating it and keep eating it. But at the same time, I would probably just want to have just a regular bag of Cheetos because I'm going to get that puffiness, the thickness that gives you the mouthfeel, and it gives you a little bit more to chew on. That's the problem with this. I mean, the Cheetos dust is fine. It's cool, but it needs to be on a wavy chip. If you guys agree with that, let me see a spud. Give me a spud in the chat over here. I like it, though. And actually, Tony, they should take the Kraft mac and cheese and dump the powdered cheese in the bag. You know what? It's like hints of that. It's funny. You're in my head right now because I'm kind of thinking that. It's got like that fake Kraft type of situation, but it's Cheetos. But if you agree with that, if you think it needs to be on the wavy chips, put a potato in the chat because I'm telling you, this needs a little bit more denseness to work well. And in turn, you can probably see, let me just put this down here real quick. There is a lot of dusting on it. I mean, it's decent. It's decent. But the thing is, though, the chip that it's on, the delivery mechanism is not enough to kind of give you that mouthfeel and to kind of make your mouth water a little bit more. So you have to kind of eat 2 or 3 or 4 of these at one time. Let's try that real quick. The flavor is just light. It's light, but I like it. It's light, though. Okay. Let me try. Oh, that's a good one. This is a good one, actually. All right. All right, I'm going to take 3 of these right now. We're going to let's just pretend that this is a wavy chip. One particular one here. Let's try all of it. Yeah, it is. Now it's there. So if you're like me, I need to kind of go one at a time when I have my chips. So I'd like to kind of base it on the single spud variation, so to speak. But if you really want the actual full Cheetos experience, you're going to have to go for at least 2 or 3 of these at one time, because you're going to get more per product. Naturally, you're going to be eating more chips, but like I said, the flavor is a little bit more pronounced. So I'm telling you, if they decide to do this again, the wavy chip is the best across the board, because it's going to give you more of that authentic flavor, I think. And naturally, you're going to get just a hint of it on the regular standard versions of this. So I'm really kind of surprised that they chose the Funyuns to be the thicker chip, but the ones that actually require a lot more seasoning and that type of thing, they put on the small ones. So it's like you're getting little hints of it at the same time. So overall score, I'm going to give this, I'm going to go 7.8. It's not quite into the 8 range. I mean, it's giving me the hint, but this is teasing me for Cheetos. I shouldn't have to eat 3 or 4 at one time for this. But at the same time, like I said, it kind of is what it is. I'm glad you're digging the background, A-Wolf, for the Halloween there. I definitely love my lights also. Definitely have a lot of fun with these. But it's good, but I still think Funyuns is actually the best overall, because the quality of that one was exactly, and I do like the fact that it was on the wavy chip. So am I going to finish this? Of course. Actually, of course I'm going to finish this. It's good. It's Cheetos. But at the same time, it's a hint of Cheetos. I think this would be good on like a turkey sandwich or something. If I make a sandwich like tomorrow in the morning or whatever, I'm probably going to put a few of these on, because I just think it would be kind of good just for that crunch and that feeling. But, you know, I'm telling you, if Lay's is watching this, which I highly doubt, they really need to be putting these combo flavors on the wavy chip variant, because that really is going to deliver the more of the flavor directly. And I see why they do it with this, because they want to show the variation of it. But some of the seasoned ones that have more than one type of flavor, or just a thicker type of flavor, this is done so much better. If you guys have ever had like the queso, the Ruffles queso cheese, I actually had my brother-in-law, I'm telling you, we were going to the beach about a month or so ago, and he bought a bag of those at 7-Eleven, and we were in the car driving. And I got to tell you, I was chomping those things down, loaded with cheese, all in the ridges. I mean, it was just banging. I mean, I would love to see this variant of this on those types of chips, because I'm telling you, that's a banging situation. I may have to just get a bag of that just so I can just confirm it for you here online, and then we can do that on the stream. But I'm telling you, that Ruffles queso is ridiculous. It's really good. So 7.8 out of 10. I mean, it's not a horrible chip, but $3.50, it's you know, naturally not the most inexpensive bag of chips on sale typically, but when I saw it, I was like, I got to get this. I got to give it a shot. So it is what it is. But mildly disappointing, to say the least. Just mildly, though. Not bad. Not bad, though. So yes, queso chips are fire, Michael Domer. You already know. You already know. Yes, Larry Nguyen, I'm aware of the Neon Retro Arcade. That's south of Raymond Boulevard or Avenue. There used to be a Sprint store at the corner that I was actually an assistant manager of, actually, there way back in the day. I remember that very fondly. A lot of crazy memories of my my time back then. Good time. So, all right, so going down the line, kettle chips are still the favorite. Yes, I think overall, Tony, kettle chips for me, definitely. Kettle chips are definitely awesome. I love the folds, and I love the way that they kind of all fold together. It's really, really awesome stuff. You already know. Let's see. So going down. All right. So I'm going to have to take a look and see what's happening with this earthquake situation, because that's got me a little freaked out to see what's going on. Let's see here. Going down the line. RDR. Do you think Pringles would work with Cheetos, Funyuns, or Dorito? You know, absolutely. But the wavy variant of them, I'm telling you, Robert, you already know, man, anything that you can get like in the nooks and the crannies, that's going to have just more product and better flavor and just a thicker chip. And I just think it works better like that. There's just too much going on with a lot of these other ones. And granted, it's just Cheetos flavor, you know, naturally. The Cool Ranch probably suffered the most out of it, even though I thought it was really good in hindsight now that I think about it. But like I said, the thin chips, you really have to have a lot of seasoning goodness to really kind of keep it on there. But naturally, the ridges, I think, we're going to make a difference. So as long as it's wavy, I would probably say yes to that. Standard Pringles are pretty tasty anyway, but however they do it, they're ultra flavorful. So I just think that's kind of a little bit of a thrown together situation for marketing. But it could have been so much better had it been maybe a kettle chip. Actually, you know what? It's funny too, just saying that out loud with the folds and the way that it puts together. Imagine some of that Cheetos dust like in those folds, all those little folded kettle chips. That would be crazy. I would probably kill the bag right here online with you. It would really be pretty awesome like that. But as it stands, unless you get a few that are folded in there, you're not going to get that, you know, with it. So, you know, I like it. It's just, you know, I wish it was just on a little bit of a thicker chip. So Long answer to your question there, Robert. But yes, I think it would work as long as it's the wavy version of the Pringles, where it's a little bit more like that. Philly feet, yeah, Lay's rig chips are way better than the regular ones. Absolutely, you already know. Especially on a hoagie, I can imagine. Absolutely, barbecue Lay's are my favorite. Yeah, there's definitely something nostalgic about the barbecue flavor of Lay's, which is really good, for sure. Tony showed my favorite Lay's are the salt and pepper wavy. Very nice, very nice. Let's see, Shields Family Productions. What is your favorite Doritos of all time? The OG. I'm a fan of the regular nacho. I love just the standard one. I think I remember that as a kid mostly. Cool Ranch naturally as well too. Some of the other wild flavors. Haven't tried the Twisted Lime. I've seen that in the stores and I've been thinking about wanting to do that. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what's preventing me, to be honest with you there. But naturally, Cool Ranch is classic, and the original nacho as well. I think they have actually a double version of that, or like an extra cheesier version too they've had. Just so you know, the roulette version is coming back after like 5+ years, which I reviewed a way back in the day. I think I did some green screening with that, and the thumbnail has me with, I guess, a blindfold, but it's actually a red tie that I was using to blindfold myself. It's like some Russian roulette thing, and I had some green screening thing with a whole craps table thing running. Something, a roulette wheel, I should say, going as well. So take a look at that. Just do a search for Doritos roulette peep, and you'll see like an old video from way back in the day when I was trying to get my feet wet on a graphics and that type of thing. John, let's see. I see Earthquake as a roller coaster ride. Yes, jokes aside, I understand the destructive factor. Yes, I know we have that actually here for Universal Studios, which still blows me away every time I go on that, which hasn't been recent because of various things. Erna 785, welcome. Our 80s aficionado. Great to see you on here. Thanks so much for jumping on. Great to have you on here as always. You already know what it is. Let's see. SBA Sports Talk. Yes, actually, I've tried the Tostitos I have tried the hint of lime. That's one of my favorites as well too, outside of Doritos. I love the hint of lime. Spicy queso, that sounds pretty amazing. I'll probably search those out. They have a huge display in our local market here for Tostitos. There's like a huge wall of stuff, so I'm gonna have to take a look to see about that for sure. But lots of good stuff over there, you already know. Have you seen it? Would you recommend the limited time Pizza Hut Destroy style pizza? What do you think and enjoy it? Yes, actually, have you seen it? I would. Outside of that fun sponsored video that Pizza Hut did that I was allowed me to do on their behalf, and then, you know, some things with that, I actually enjoyed checking that out the first time as well. That's just a delicious pizza in general. Really, really tasty stuff, and it's definitely different. There's something about having the sauce on the very top, which is done very well, and obviously it's really worth your time to check out there. And the fact that you can do the create your own now, that really is something delicious, of course, there for sure. Easy recommendation on that. I think the price went up. I want to say it's like $1 more now. So I think it's I want to say either $12.99, $13.99, I think something like that when I did that video. But it was really, really good. Really, really good. Drew Erna, super chat donation, Atlantic Star. I will love you for, oh, that's a classic song right there. That's classic Atlantic Star. I will love you so for always. 1987, man, you're taking me back right there. That is awesome right there. Erna, thank you. Thank you. Erna, for those of you who don't know, is our 80s aficionado, as you heard me mention earlier. She definitely knows a lot about 80s music. I'm a fan of 80s music. There's a lot of some obscure things. I'm telling you, if you need to know what it is or you don't know a certain song, just message over to Erna. She'll probably tell you right here in the chat what it is. Larry, I do like salt and pepper vinegar chips, but it's not my go-to. The jalapeno kettle chips I do like, which is pretty nice. For sure. Absolutely there. Drew, what's for dinner tonight? That's a good question. You know, I had a little thing of sushi, like a little 8-piece spicy California roll, I want to say a couple of hours ago. And I haven't really had too much today because my appetite is still kind of so-so. I'm not really hungry as much as I'd like to be. So that's a good question because I got to get something after this. So I will let you know, if I remember anyway, the next time that we talk. But it's been a minute since I've had In-N-Out though, Drew. So you already know where I'm kind of leaning towards with that. That may be something to go check out. You already know. Let's see. RDR, loved your Panda Express orange chicken sandwich review. I was thinking if Panda ever did the Szechuan chicken sandwich. Okay, that would be amazing. Yes, I would love to see some different variations of that. They can easily do it with a lot of the other chicken options on the menu. And I guess, you know, like I said, RDR in the review, when I put that one together, it's not too much of a stretch to kind of see, I guess, something like that. Even though it was completely out of the blue, to see it, but they've got the orange chicken burrito, the innovation versions of Panda in some places. They have these pancake scallions or scallion pancakes, which are these really thin things that they kind of make with onions and they crisp them up. And a lot of Chinese restaurants serve it. I love them personally. But that's what they actually make their orange chicken burrito out of, which I reviewed, which you can find in the Panda Express playlist on my channel. But man, I got to tell you, I enjoyed that. At first, I thought that because there was no sauce in the bottom of the chicken patty, it wasn't going to be, as fully flavored as I should say as orange chicken. But when you combine it with the crunch of the cabbage, the pickle dynamic with that on top of the orange chicken sauce was crazy. I mean, just the salty, vinegary type of pickles, and then you have the flavor of that sweet, the salty, the spicy of the orange chicken. It was an awesome flavor explosion on that. It was really good. And then the spicy aioli, it all kind of came together. And with a flash fry tempura of that chicken breast, just crazy. That's got to become a national. They have to do that at some point. If they keep it on Hawaiian's bread, naturally, or the King's Hawaiian, that would be awesome too. But I have my own opinion of that in the review. If you watch it, you'll know. But I'm glad you enjoyed that one. And yes, I can see a Szechuan version of that. They can easily do some other things with that for sure. I'd love to see it. Definitely good stuff there for sure with that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had fun making that. It was a lot of fun. General's chicken sandwich. I can see that. Anything with a sandwich at the end of something with chicken, you already know. You already know. Larry Nguyen. Yes, actually, that's the sushi place I go to for all you can eat sushi, Larry. Exactly, right there on Green Street. Not close to, not a block over from the Target that I go to whenever I walk over while we're waiting, so we can actually check out some Masters of the Universe goodies that are there. Jay Nepper, what's going on? I appreciate you jumping on. Once again, I am late. It is okay. These replays are always available to you. I appreciate you jumping on here, Jay. Thank you for being a part of the community, and I hope you've enjoyed the replays from the last few. I've been doing my ending at the very end, as always. You already know what it is, but definitely glad to have you on here, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, sushi is bombing it. You already know. You know what's also bomb? This character from Masters of the Universe, and I got to tell you, this is probably one of the most sought after, literally, out of the whole, I wouldn't say maybe the classic line, the vintage line, but just the line in general, guys. This one, if you guys know Trapjaw from Masters of the Universe, you already know this thing. When he was first advertised when I was a kid, I could not wait to get this guy. This guy, literally, he's billed as evil and armed for combat. He is essentially the pre-Trapjaw version. His name is Cronus, which I've actually shown as part of the 2-pack with Keldor as well, who became Skeletor. But this character is so awesome. Just the design of him. Really, really awesome. Of course, it comes with some different attachments for his arms, so his guns, and all that stuff. And he's got the mini comic. Take a look on the very back here, and you're going to see the cybernetic criminal can literally arm himself with any weapon he needs for battle. We're trying to keep that focus there. There we go. But as you can see, the artwork is killer. You were able to kind of use threading and have him slide down there because he's got like a little something on the top of his head, which is kind of cool, and a movable mouth, a movable jaw. But essentially kind of shows you how to put his weapons in. I could not wait for my mom to buy me this when I was a kid. I absolutely could not wait. We had a place out on the West Coast here called Consumers. And it was basically a catalog type of place where they send the catalog out, and he was featured, and I could not wait to go pick him up. But again, another amazing figure, and literally just one of the most sought after, one of the more expensive ones, but I actually got him for his normal price, just a little over, actually, just a few bucks over. So I was very thankful for that. Originally, the first one came from overseas, but it was destroyed, so it was sent back. And then this one came from within the States here, and I'm very happy with the condition. He looks amazing. So Trapjaw, if you guys are fans of Trapjaw, give me a thumbs up. We'll just keep it easy. Give me a thumbs up here in the chat, because he is definitely a cool looking figure, guys. He really is a cool looking figure. Really, really slick. So Trapjaw in effect for you. And we've got one more left here at the end, which is another awesome classic. For sure. Dom's World, yes, Trapjaw is so cool. All the modern versions of him are pretty amazing, including the whatchamacallit, the Revelations version, which, by the way, the new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe CGI series for kids just premiered, but I'm hearing it's pretty awesome, so I may try and watch a little of that later on tonight. So we'll have to see. Shields Family Productions, yes, Trapjaw rules, you already know. Chicken chow mein sandwich from Drew. We're still on that. And yes, I am definitely definitely into the He-Man series on Netflix. A little different. Controversially, I guess I can see why some people are upset about some of it, but wait for part 2 because there needs to be the other half of it. You know, once I think it's watched all the way through, I think people will be a little bit calmer. But I do like what they've done so far with it. It's different enough where it kind of makes you really want to see how it's going to pan out. And it's designed for that for a reason, I think. So let's see here. Going down the line, we got thumbs up in effect here as well. Thanks so much for that. Larry Nguyen, do you have Triclops or Merman? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And Shields, yes, I do like Thundercats, although I never collected them. I was more into Transformers. Not so much Transformers, a little bit here and there, but more Masters of the Universe. Mask, there was something called Mask, which was pretty good. Let's see, who sang Call Me Al, and who is in the music video? Is that Simon and Garfunkel, I think I want to say? You can call me Al. I think it's goes like that. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm hearing that in my head right now. Chevy Chase was in that, if that's the video. I have a feeling it is. But again, Erna, thank you so much for that super chat donation. Guys, I appreciate the all the love and support for the channel. You really don't know, that really does go a long way to help me do what I need to do a little bit easier, and it really makes this so. Yes, Paul Simon, there it is, and Clark Griswold, which is Chevy Chase. That's what it is. Mr. Jimmy, Mask all day long. I had that Camaro, Jimmy. I had that Camaro with the leader in there, and they had some really good stuff on there. I really enjoyed that back then. I don't know what happened to my stuff with that, but definitely some really awesome stuff from there. You already know. Let's see. Ricky J. Ricky, what's going on? I always love a good peep this out stream. I hope all is well, my friend. Thank you. It is going as good as it can go right now, Ricky. I appreciate it. I'm definitely feeling a lot better. Things are definitely moving along. And I'm so glad to just be past all that stuff. I gotta tell you, leading up to my birthday it was a rough few weeks, but glad to have you here as always. Great to see you. Thanks so much for jumping on. I appreciate your support and making yourself known as well. We've got a great community of people. As you can see, we've got 45 plus peeps strong right now. If you haven't hit that thumbs up down below, please do so. It helps the stream trend. And we'll get even further down the line here. Of course, the replay will have all this fun stuff. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, I appreciate those thumbs up as well. Larry's been looking for Triclops and Merman everywhere I can find those two. You know what? I'm always checking Amazon and, you know, Big Bad Toys as well. There's a lot of different ones on there. So it's all about just kind of keep that momentum and just keep looking. Eventually, you'll see those prices. They do adjust for sure, especially on Amazon stuff there. Mr. Jimmy, it was about the big rig as well with that ridiculous missile launcher. Yes, I remember that whole thing that opened up. I had a lot of that. But I loved all of it. I absolutely loved all of it. King Randor, I have not had King Randor. I think that was from the classics version they came out with there. There's a lot of the newer age stuff there that I haven't had a chance to get, which I hope they reproduce for the Origins line. I already have waves 6 and 7 already pre-ordered, so I'm not going to have to try and hunt down the individuals anymore either. And yes, the Mattel Creations, guys, for those of you who don't know, I was able to snag 3 of the 4 items for that there. I wasn't able to get the Faker and Duplicat, which I wanted to get badly, but I was able to get the new version of Triclops, the Castle Grayskull Spirit in there as well. And it escapes me for the 3rd one. I don't know why at this moment in time. I don't know why. I can't think of what that is. Oh, Sunman. That's what that is, Sunman. Which is somebody that they're adding as a new addition to the Masters of the Universe line. So thankfully, I'm trying to get onto this. So now that I'm all kind of caught up mostly, I can just kind of pre-order and forget about it, and then just, you know, not have to really kind of stress with those individual prices anymore. If you can always get them early, it's always the best. Yes, Sunman, Mr. Jimmy. That's right. Chicago Log, thanks so much for jumping on. How you doing? Yes, I do like Orko, Larry. Absolutely. He's right behind me. Actually, if you look right there, that's Orko. Right in there. So speaking of the last Masters of the Universe character, we might as well jump into this. And yes, SBA, I do like Buffalo chicken wings, which I've actually been dipping back into Wingstop, because now Wingstop finally has the Thigh Stop menu. They've incorporated it, but they've also raised the price by $1 or $2 now. So I've been getting my lemon pepper, the one that I reviewed. I wouldn't say routinely, but I've definitely had it a little bit more since they've been over at Wingstop without having to go the extra mile. Tony, there are some food places you know that you're reviewing the food. And let's see, some food places know you're reviewing the food so they try harder? No, I never announce when I'm going over. I never announce that I'm coming to do a review. I buy it as I get it, just to kind of squash all that stuff. I just happen to live in an area, I think, where people, the management team, they are good at what they do. I mean, I've had some bad experiences, but I never tell them what I'm doing. If they see me outside filming on, when I'm doing that way, typically I drive through and I get my stuff. Nobody knows, unless I'm saying, hey, peep this out quick, and then I do my thing. But no, nothing like that at all there. And again, if anything is ever sponsored, you'll always see information at the beginning of the video as well as in the description down below, because I'm always legit with that for sure. So you already know how that goes. Six Wits Taylor, what's going on? Are you a big fan of the Addams Family? The original series, yes. The movies, not so much. We'll have to see. I know they're coming out with the cartoon part 2. Again, I've been seeing billboards around there as well. So last one here, and I think this should satisfy the gentleman who was asking about one particular character from Masters of the Universe. And I haven't seen this character literally since I was a kid. I haven't seen this character in my collection since then. So it's another one of them. And it is the original Merman, not the one I reviewed a few weeks back, the Lords of Power edition. This is the OG, the real deal, Mr. Merman, the Ocean Warlord himself. And this one was ridiculously hard to find for a decent price, but I paid $5 over normal for it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet and got him. So I'm glad to finally add this one to the collection. Just so you know here, this is his little bio card in the back. It says here, Merman is basically, I think it says over here, what is this? Lurking in the darkest depths of the ocean, Merman, he awaits Skeletor's orders to attack Eternia's surface worlds. As you can see in the very upper corner there's Skeletor, and then there's Merman down below. He's just kind of the basic design, but a very cool looking design at the same time there. So he's got his sword and the twisting capabilities, but this is the design itself. Very nice modern take on this character here, and he looks great. He really does look great. So another one of these awesome ones here, finally added to the collection. This one actually came today, so I was finally glad to he can make the show tonight and be included, which is pretty awesome. But again, these collectibles, they totally take me back to my childhood. They totally take me back to what I missed about collecting these types of things. So try to balance it with my world outside of things. Naturally there, I don't want to think about how much has been spent over time. But at the same time, as with any hobby that you collect, if you can get these things as low as you can, which I've been pretty much fortunate enough to do, and relive some of that there, and it really kind of makes me think back to what my life was like as a kid and enjoying these things. Now to finally have them, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. So Merman, Ocean Warlord, finally added to the collection. I'm very happy about that as well. So guys, as we round out tonight, let's see, I wanted to actually use the chip review to kind of see how I was going to do tonight, because naturally it was my first real stream that I've been doing since everything has happened here right now. I've been trying to come on as much as I can for you guys, to show you guys as much love as I possibly can. So I just wanted to say thank you for being patient with me, for enjoying the content. From preliminary results, it looks like you guys are really digging the Panda Express review today as well. So thank you so much for watching the content, for taking an interest, and for commenting and sending me those direct messages. I appreciate you. You guys have no idea. I'm always telling you guys left and right ad nauseum, I'm sure. Mr. Jimmy, I hear Merman and I think Zoolander. That could be a character in some regard. They can do a Masters of the Universe character for that. Let's see. Randy, have I tried Hungry Man's new double meat entrees? I have not. That'd be something to kind of check out and see, actually. Maybe doing some of this stuff on those types of things naturally as well. Although I got to admit, last week I did buy a box of White Castle sliders. Something just jumped out at me. I'm like, you know what? Let me just grab a box of these. And I literally haven't had them since I reviewed them years ago. And believe it or not, guys, there is a review. To this day, my mom thinks I got up out of my seat, I ran out the door, and I came back instantly with heated White Castle burgers. After showing it in the box, I literally did a time lapse and did that there. It was basically just editing. I was getting used to doing that stuff. But that was that. So I got to tell you, good stuff right there. But actually, they were really tasty, I got to tell you. Larry, please give me Merman from Larry Nguyen. Cool figure from Randy Molina. Lord Darkside, since you grew up in the 80s, there's a website called 80s TV. Yes, I actually kind of retweet a lot of stuff on Twitter from them. Really good stuff there. Lynn Sanger, thanks so much for jumping on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being part of the community and being here tonight. You rock as well. SBA Sports Talk, you already know what it is. And yes, the sandwich needs to go nationwide, and I agree. I would love to see Panda do that there. Hopefully with a choice of the buns to use and a few different things there naturally, because I think I mentioned, not to spoil it too much, but they can leave off that spicy sauce, and that's technically the classic variant. Just you can add that for spicy. So there you go. You have an original and you have the classic spicy one. to go with there. Spider Rico, get something local next. No logo restaurants. Something that would be something to do. We can probably do that too. There's a few different things that are on there as well. SBA Sports Talk, I love your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Castle's yum. You already know. I appreciate you as well. SBA Sports Talk, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys thinking so. William Zabka from Cobra Kai. For Randy Molina. Can't wait for season 4 in December. I'm very excited for that. Which, just so you guys to know, if you watch Dancing with the Stars, which I haven't watched in a long time, apparently Martin Kove, who plays John Kreese on Cobra Kai, he's going to be actually one of the contestants, believe it or not. That's going to be interesting, and to see how far he goes with that. Will we see a road trip to Whataburger when the time is right? I would love to do that. Naturally, CraveCon back in 2016, I wish I could have filmed a few reviews outside of where we were because there really wasn't anything. It was really seeing those things to and from the airport. I would love to check those things out. We just had no time to stop to do that, to do it there. So we'll have to see. Love food like I do. I love these live streams. Your channel is so cool. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot. I have a lot of fun doing this stuff here, believe me. And naturally, I have to think about what I want to do for a background. Aside from the background here, all the background around this box for Halloween. Maybe I'll see about maybe some type of like a haunted house thing or something like that, where we're like walking through a house, and even though you won't hear anything, you'll kind of see some Halloween things. I got to find something that I can loop in my software here, and maybe we'll do that there. I'm trying to actually get that started for Halloween. You're going to start seeing the thumbnail switch over like right after October, like October on for that month. There'll be 3 or 4 thumbnails that'll be Halloween themed as well too. So right now it's still the same purpley look that you're seeing here, which matches the background. So I'm kind of digging that, which is good for now. Have you seen it? The reason I ask is because Contagion last week was because it turned 10. Yes, we talked about that. I remember. Yeah, it was crazy watching that with everything going on. You already know. You already know. Larry Nguyen, have you ever eaten truffle? Not straight truffles, but I've had it. I've had truffle oil, truffle on certain burgers, things like that. Umami has done stuff in the past where I've had stuff like that too. There's a lot of good things. All right, guys, it's coming up on the hour, and I am absolutely hungry right now. I finally feel like I have an appetite. So I am not going to be eating too many of these tonight because you know my feelings are in this. That definitely needs to be on a thicker chip. So we'll definitely do something for some food right now. I think I may go for In-N-Out. That actually sounds pretty amazing, to be honest. So we'll have to see. So, guys, again, thank you so much for your love and support. Again, like I said, I really, really appreciate it there. The next video I have out will be the replay for this for tomorrow. I'll probably have something out on Sunday, something small. There's one that I've had done for a couple of days now, so I may have that out on Sunday, if not Monday. I'm going to see how I feel, see how the weekend goes. So we'll have to see how we do from that there. Have you seen it? Have you seen The Shawshank Redemption? Yes, I actually love that film. One of the all-time classics right there. Morgan Freeman, absolutely. Really, really awesome stuff there. Double Animal Style, you already know what it is. No tomato for me, though. You already know. Archangel, Ian, you're criminally underrated. Still enjoying the Pizza Hut Detroit style? I still get it 3 times a week because of you. Wow, that's awesome. Space that out just a little bit, though, Arch. Space it out. Hopefully it's not 3 times in a row at the same time, but I appreciate you. I'm glad you're digging the content. I'm glad you're enjoying what I'm putting out there, and it means a lot that you dig the products that I'm showcasing there. I'm having a lot of fun putting it together as always for you. But thank you. Please share the content to all you guys. If you want to see the channel get even bigger than it's becoming, because we're on our way to 35,000, pretty close. Naturally, whatever you want to do to send it along to whoever you think needs to see it, I'm all for it, and I definitely encourage it for sure. Grassroots effort makes the journey that much more beautiful at the same time, and worth it when things eventually come around, because you guys definitely make the world come around, and you know how I feel about you because of that, for sure. All right, to everybody here in the chat, thank you so much for jumping on here right now. I'm going to jump on over to the ending portion just so I have it in effect here. I know I've got my boy Jay Nepper, who hopefully is in the house here right now listening in the background, but I appreciate you for jumping on, all of you guys, for the camaraderie, for the awesomeness that you are, all the amazing food review peeps that have made themselves known in the chat here. Drew's Food Reviews, of course, Trav Tries, RDR Food Reviews, and everybody watching from the background, fiending it out. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and doing what you do. Continue to put out the very best possible for the community always, and let's continue to move further on into the future and past all the negativity and all the bad stuff right now there. And definitely do enjoy your weekend. I appreciate you guys being here right now, and just for being who you are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You rock completely. Shields Family Productions, I see you. You have a great weekend as well. ScottRush.com, Ben Nguyen. Sorry I'm late tonight, but it's okay. You made it. You're in the house and you're part of the stream. And you guys are part of the replay eternally. To all my peeps who have sponsored these show as well down below, if you haven't done so, you still can, of course. PayPal down below will go directly in there. You guys will find your names. Thank you so much for that. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, let me jump on officially back on over here. Love food like I do. Love, peace, and good night to everyone in the house. You already know what it is. As usual, I'm going to be here in the chat as long as we can right after the stream ends. It's usually about a minute or so before it times out. So I'll try and answer as much as I possibly can for you guys. But again, thank you for jumping on tonight. And with that, let me jump on over here. There we go. We're in effect here right now. This is Ian K closing out the live stream officially, guys, for September 17th, 2021. And like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So why stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Guys, thank you again. You make the world go round. You already know what it is. Homie hugs to each and every one of you. Mi familia, Mr. Jimmy, you already know what it is. Peace, love, and happiness to you and the family, the kiddies, and everyone like that. And I got some donuts in my future for sure. Bus, I appreciate early on. It's all good with that. Good times for sure. And if my boy Jay Nepper is watching here right now, if he's catching us on the replay, if he left here right now. Michael Domer, one last thing. Have you seen the new Mountain Dew Thrashed Apple? Yes, I haven't seen it in stores, but definitely jump on over to Trav Tries and check out his review if you wanted to get a preview of that. I haven't seen it anywhere else yet, at least here on the West Coast. We're always so late with a lot of these things here, so we'll have to see. All right, Chicago Log, peace out to you as well. Thank you so much. I'm off to get some dinner right now, I think, with the wifey. I can't wait to dive into what I'm about to, because I think I just talked myself into an In-N-Out double animal style, no tomato, animal style fries. I've earned it. I'm 9 pounds lighter. Let me see about putting a little bit of that back on, and we'll see what happens here. So Jay Nepper, if you're watching this right now, from me over here on the West Coast, to not only you, but to everybody here in the chat, again, you already know what it is. It's Ian K from Peep This Out Reviews. And with that, peace. I'm out.